What's up, everybody? Uh, Me and Tyler with
Hello.
his promo copy of of the Switch. We're reviewing Flick of the Switch, their eighth album. So, whoa, we're halfway there.
Yeah, we are halfway there. That's true.
Switch. Uh, White label promo. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But
Got the nice promo stamp and everything. Very cool.
I'm gonna ask you this like a New Yorker. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Uh, okay, now to drop the New York accent. You have any background info on this album?
Yeah, so 1981, we had For Those About to Rock come out. I think that is like 4 times platinum. Didn't sell as well as Back in Black, obviously. I think they had a lot of competition from Dirty Deeds coming out the same year earlier. So kind of, I think, kneecapped the performance of that album. Anyways, so both Back in Black and For Those About to Rock, big success albums. They would ensure that AC/DC would be on the road for the next year. So 1982, they don't release anything because they're on tour for pretty much the whole year. 1983, the tour's over. Everyone is tired. Malcolm pretty much goes on a rampage, fires Mutt Lange, the producer, fires their manager, fires their touring manager. Pretty much all that's left is the band and their sound engineer and various other people. So they want to make a new album. They want to go back to the basics, get rid of all the nice radio-friendly polish that the last few albums had. And so they returned to Compass Point Studios in the Bahamas, where they recorded Back in Black. And so we have Flick of the Switch here, very simple cover on a white background, just to signal, hey, this is a very simplistic, minimalistic album. And unfortunately, this is the beginning of their commercial decline throughout the rest of the 1980s. And so they would kind of struggle to sell albums for the rest of the decade. We'll talk about their comeback later. But yeah, this album is, I think, very underrated. I love this album. Awesome. We've got a lot of great cuts on here. We have the title track, and we have Guns for Hire, and all sorts of cool songs on here. So they were kind of all burnt out and tired and mad. And as you can see from I usually put the producer's name in my title, but Phil Rudd is gone. So he is on this album doing drums, but he got into drugs and had issues with Malcolm. So at some point there was a point where they were doing a show and he was 2 hours late and was not able to perform on the encore after the concert. And it was a big thing, and then Malcolm just fired him, sent him home. So he went back to New Zealand and chilled out, didn't do any real music stuff, and just cleaned himself up and chilled in New Zealand for the foreseeable future. So they did hire B.J. Wilson, who was from Procol Harum, or Procol Harum, or whatever, how you pronounce it. So he used to be part of that band, but at the time it was not. He was hired to complete recordings since Phil Rudd was gone, but as far as I know, they never used any of his contributions. It's like Phil Rudd completed all of his stuff. And so they released it. Atlantic was like, do we really want to release this? I don't know. It's not the same as the last couple of albums. And so they didn't promote it very well. Also, at the time, MTV had taken over the world. It came out in 81. So by 83, you had all these 80s glam rock bands and all the glitz and polish of that. So I would always liken this as their anti-MTV album, kind of flying in the face of the polish of MTV for a more rough, raw edge to this. And so yeah, they needed a drummer so they could go tour. And so they went back to England and held auditions and hired a young man named Simon Wright, who is now the replacement drummer, the new drummer. He was only about 20 years old when he got hired. He's still, at this point, still the youngest member to be a part of AC/DC. The rest of the guys were in their late 20s to mid 30s. So he's a lot less experienced and a lot younger. And just like Cliff Williams, his first interaction with AC/DC would be to go on tour before they do the album. So, yeah. They didn't, this album did not perform particularly well, especially in sales. Right now it's only like certified platinum, one-time platinum, so it did not sell very well. But always good. Concerts are always good. But yeah, that's pretty much all the background info I have. I do have some other little tidbits. So they had 3 singles, which we'll talk about: Guns for Hire, Flick the Switch, and Nervous Shakedown. Those are the 3 singles to promote the album. And so they eventually did music videos for them. They're in an aircraft hangar, with all their stuff around them in there. It's pretty funny. It's all stripped down and kind of represents the album, which I think is fun. That's all I have.
Cool. Well, what's your brief thoughts on the album?
I really like this album. It's creeping up my favorite ranking lists, my favorite AC/DC album. I might like this better than For Those About to Rock. Last time I listened to it, I was like, ooh, this is really good. Very just hard rocking album. None of the studio radio polish. It's just a lot of just hard rock, and it's fun. I like it. What about you?
Well, now for my brief thoughts, I think this is a really good album. I don't think this is a perfect album, but I think this is a really good album. It's definitely going to score a lot higher than the previous album we reviewed.
Nice.
Which I thought was just good. It was a good album, but it wasn't great. This is great. Without further ado, everyone's probably waiting, like, come on, get on to the review now. But
right,
we're getting there. First song on the album, Rising Power.
Yes, the opening song I think is quite good. Again, a lot of these songs are a lot of deep cuts. People compare this to Brian Johnson's Power Age, where it's kind of overlooked because they have 2 big albums, and this one kind of gets overlooked. And this one is Rising Power is a really fun song. It really just serves to introduce the new stripped back sound of this album, and I think it does a really good job. I really enjoy this song.
I agree with you. This is a really good song on the album to open up the album. Really, it hits you in the face, basically. It's such a strong way to open up the album, especially compared to the last opener, which it's a good opener, but this is like, man, this is like, this is an opener. This is how you open up an album. Even I'd say the previous 2 album openers were not as strong as I wanted them to be. Like Hell's Bells, For Those About to Rock. Those are good songs, but they're not albums that make you go, hell yeah, let's go. Let's get right into this album. But this is like an opener. This is like their best opener they've had in a while. I'm not saying it's their best opener, but it's definitely the strongest one they've had in a while.
Would you say since Highway to Hell, probably?
Yeah, that's. If I'm going to be honest, that might be my favorite album opener. Either that or trying to think, because there's. Let's be honest, they have so many great album openers.
Yes,
it's Highway to Hell is definitely up there for sure. I don't think anyone's really going to disagree with me on that. Rock and Roll Damnation. That's a great song.
Go Down.
That song's awesome. 30 Beats. It's a long way to the top. Like, these are album openers. Highway to Hell's Bells and For Those About to Rock, they're good. But I'm glad we're getting to strong openers again. Hopefully we keep on that good trade again. I know Thunderstruck is an amazing opener, so I know for that album, Razor's Edge, I'm not gonna have to worry about that.
You don't have to worry about that. No.
I'm like, okay, so I know we're gonna have quite a bit of great album openers, but I just wanted to briefly go over that. Hear me ranting about all that. This is easily a top 5 song for me. This is amazing. This is a great song. Like when I heard this song, I'm like, you know what? You got me. You got me back. You kind of lost me a tiny bit with the last album, but you got me back. You reeled me in. But let's get to the next song on the album, which is "This House Is on Fire."
I think this song kind of starts right up after the first song ends, and it's another pretty good track to keep the momentum going. This house is on fire, and the place is gonna burn. And yeah, this is a really fast song, and it's really fun. I enjoy this song. It's good.
I really like this song. This is a strong track on the album. Also in my top 5. This is an amazing song on the album. I don't have any much to say. It's just a song that it's just a great follow-up track.
Yeah.
Just keeping the flow on the album.
Mm-hmm.
It's a rock and roll
Dalmatian. That's Signal.
Yeah.
That's Signal, man. Wrong band. That's Rush.
LOL. AEO.
Oh, he's spoiling next album.
Oh
Scott,
no!
Stop spoiling the next album.
He does that. Hey, I don't mind.
Yeah.
Try not to spoil it for me though. I'm new to AC/DC basically.
Yeah. No spoilers in the comments, guys.
But we get to the title track now. Flick of the Switch.
I love Flick of the Switch. Yes, this song's awesome. It is a good single for this album to promote it. I kind of just remembered this. This is as of now, this is the shortest album that they've released. It's about just under 40 minutes. I think it's about 37, 38 minutes long. So it's a little bit shorter, but to me, it doesn't feel that way. It feels moderately paced. But yeah, Flick of the Switch is an awesome song. Like on the switch, you blow you sky high. The guitar riff is great, and I think Brian Johnson is really good in this album when it comes to his vocal performance, following up from For Those About to Rock.
Yeah, it's weird because Power Rage is the only album so far that doesn't have a title track.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know why I brought that up, but it's weird. Like all the title tracks I've heard so far are great. I'd say the only my least favorite title track so far is probably For Those About to Rock, but High Voltage, Dirty Deeds, Let There Be Rock, Highway to Hell, Back in Black, and now we get to this song. This song's awesome. It's probably, I'm gonna say it, I think this is probably their most underrated title track so far.
So far, yeah.
I feel like the other title tracks are more popular than this one, and I feel like this is a really strong title track, and I don't think many people talk about this one as much as I hear about the others. But yeah, this is a strong title track for me. This also made my top 5.
Nice.
So the first 3 songs are in my top 5. I'm gonna. I don't want to spoil it, but I'm gonna say it. My only tiny gripe with this album is that it's a little front loaded. Like all my favorite songs are on. All my favorite songs are on the first side, but not that after side 1 everything goes to crap. But all my favorite songs are on side 1.
Nice,
in my opinion.
So your top 5 is basically the first side.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's just probably one of the best AC/DC first sides I've ever heard.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's really good. But having that said, we get to the next song on the album, Nervous Shakedown.
Oh, a nice little slower song, kind of, but still plenty heavy with the rock. Nervous Shakedown, great stuff. Getting screwed over by the judge and the police officer, and man, what an amazing track. This is my top 5 easily. I've always loved this song. Yeah, Nervous Shakedown. It's great. Shakedown on You.
Well, I already spoiled it. This is like one of my favorite songs in the album.
Nice.
I really like this song. This is another great song on the album. Like
Yes.
they're really hitting their stride on this album on this first side especially. It's just I had like I heard one of the comments on the previous album was like, oh yeah, the next album's gonna be bad. I'm like, oh no.
They don't know what they're talking about. No.
I listened to this and I'm like, nope, you're wrong.
That person doesn't know what he's talking about. This album's awesome.
It's not that one guy. It's not that one guy who like writes like essays at the end of on the comments. It was some other guy, but I was to say if it was that guy, I would have deleted his comment already. He said, I'm like, go away. But like whoever, I forgot the name of the person who commented, but whoever commented, I'm like, I just disagree with you. But if it was that Carl guy, I would have deleted that guy's comments.
Bro.
I would have been like, yeah, no. But well, he's probably watching this video right now. It's probably like, it's like, how dare you? But yeah, this is a really good song on the album. Another top 5 for me. Now I get to the last song on side 1, which is Landslide.
Man, they really saved the scorcher to end the album, to end the first side, didn't they? Man, this is a fast song. And just like Snowball, Brian Johnson really goes for those high notes from the last Snowball from the previous album. This one also kind of in the same place on the album as Snowball. Brian Johnson really hits those high notes. It's great. Snowball! He's just screaming his lungs. It's crazy. It's a crazy song. And Phil Rudd really brings that drive and groove and makes you want to bang your head. It's crazy. I like Landslide. It's great.
Yeah, this song's great. You know, it's fun. It's funny. There's 2 different landslides. There's this landslide, and then there's Fleetwood Mac landslide.
Fleetwood Mac landslide.
Spoiler: they play 4 really loud chords. I'm guessing that's also spoiling the next album. I think.
Scott,
I don't know.
Please. Not yes. 19th Nervous Shakedown. Yes.
Do you see your reflection in this snow-covered hills? Yeah. That was funny though. But
19th Nervous Breakdown.
I don't know why I said breakdown. But I'm just so used to saying when you usually because I'm so used to 19 Nervous Breakdown, I see nervous and I'm like my brain automatically goes to breakdown.
Right.
Uh-oh. And if I even saw down at the end of it, my brain just autocorrects to nervous breakdown.
Right.
But now this is the part where we flip the record over.
Hey, it's Foxtrot.
I don't own the album, so there we go. Guns for Hire.
Oh my goodness, I love Guns for Hire. I love the funny opening. And then the song goes from there. It's a really cool opening. I enjoy it. During the tour, they opened their concerts with this song. And I think it's a pretty good song to open the second side. I love Guns for Hire. Got a lot of kind of like outlaw bravado on this album. It's really fun. Guns for Hire.
Yeah, this is a really good song on the album. This barely edged off on the top 5. So even though I kind of said it was a front-loaded album, it's not really front-loaded. Like I still enjoy the rest of the album, but it just happens to be my top 5 happens to be the first side of the album.
Yeah.
So it's technically a front-loaded album for me, but on the other hand, it's not like side 1's the only good thing about the album.
Oh no.
That makes any sense. So, any of you AC/DC like fanboys who listened to AC/DC since they were like 3 years old and grew up with them, when they were coming out and was like ready to grab the pitchforks. Well,
Keep your pitchforks down, guys.
yes. I hear me out, but
Hear me out, guys, please.
okay, so that I want that album. Yeah, he's referring to this.
Oh yeah, yeah. He hasn't been able to find it at the store recently, so
Guns for Hire was my favorite on this album.
yeah.
Yeah, it's my sixth favorite. It's number 6. We get to the next song on the album, Deep in the Hole.
Deep in the hole, so deep in. Another song about bad relationship. It's Deep in the Hole. It's a pretty good song. It's probably my least favorite on the album, but I still think it's pretty good. It's kind of a darker song, kind of like the darker relationship songs from For Those About to Rock, Evil Walks. It's kind of in the same vein as that. It's a little bit darker, but less polished. But it's good. I like it.
So I actually lied. I actually have 7 of the songs, not 6. So there's only 3 songs that I like, but don't think is up on par as the other 7. This is the one. This is one of them. It's good, but it's not the best, especially compared to the first 6 songs on the album.
Yeah.
Those who were singing "Giving the Dog a Bone" number 3. Oh my god! How about a big 10-inch record by Aerosmith?
Oh my goodness, bro!
Look at my big 10-inch.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Forgive me. Forgive me, my lord. But we get to the next song on the album. Bedlam in Belgium.
Bedlam in Belgium, yes. This song is very interesting because it's based off of true events. So this whole song, where did it go here? Yes, so it was like in the I think it was during the Bon Scott era, where this bedlam took place. They were, I don't remember. I don't know if it was during the 70s or it was during the 80s. I don't remember. But AC/DC was at a concert and they went over the curfew, and there's the police closed the show down, or right when they broke this bedlam. It was craziness going on, and all because AC/DC still wanted to just play for the crowd, even though the curfew was very strict. So yeah, it's a fun song. I like the storytelling of Brian Johnson's lyrics in here. And yeah, Bedlam in Belgium is pretty good.
The Smoke on the Water of AC/DC.
Oh yeah, true story.
Well, I think this is a really good song on the album. This also didn't make my top 5, but this made my playlist of essential AC/DC playlist. My essential. So if anyone who listens to AC/DC and sees that I didn't put any songs for Those About to Rock and is about to track me down, well, calm down. I said my essential. I didn't say essential. I said my essential. So no, I have credibility there. So,
right.
But yeah, this is another great song in the album. Now we get to the next song on the album, Badlands.
Oh, I love Badlands. It's just like down and dirty outlaw song. It's happens to be my favorite song on the album. It was between this one, Guns for Hire, and Badlands won out in the end. And yeah, I really enjoy this song. It's just so cool. It's a cool song. This outlaw dude, he's in the Badlands, and it's fun. I mean, I always find it funny that the last 3 songs of the album all start with B. So you got BBB.
Yeah.
The Bedlam in Belgium, Badlands, and then we'll have Rain Shake afterwards. But Badlands is so much fun. I enjoy this song a lot. Yeah, it's my favorite song.
Sorry to say this, but this
Why?
is not my favorite. You probably thought I was going to say this is my least favorite. No, it was your least. The one song you said.
Even the
was
whole,
your
yeah,
least.
that's
My least favorite. This is good, but it's not one of my favorites.
I don't think it made the playlist. I think Battle of Belgium was the last one to make the playlist, probably.
So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Again, I'm new to this album, so maybe in
train.
oh yeah, that's my text message. I do it because I live with two people who have iPhones, and we all have the same ding, and I'm like I gotta identify it so that so that mine doesn't get mistaken.
Train whistle.
Yes.
Nice.
But going back to what I was saying, I'm new to this. Some songs that didn't click with me at first might click with me right away. It happens so many times. What if Nick really likes Fly on the Water? Fly on the Wall? It could happen. Rolling Stones have several double B albums, Between the Buttons, Beggar's Banquet, Bridges to Babylon, Black and Blue.
Oh no. Oh, talking about triple B's, yeah. What's the B's?
Between the Buttons.
All right. It's an involuntary response.
What was I thinking? Oh yeah. So I'm new to this, so have patience with me. I know you do, Tyler, but you know how some people on the internet can be.
Yeah.
They could be like, "How dare you?
How dare him?
How dare you? I hope you get canceled." Or something. I'm canceling you.
Cancel him.
But I mean, I have a pretty big popular opinion about Black and Black, so I think I'm doing a pretty good job with maintaining my hot takes. But that said, it's good, but not one of my favorites. But now that I'm done rambling on, we get to the last one on the album, Brain Shake.
Brain Shake. This is another cool song in the album on. Very fast and blazing rock and roll song, just like Landslide. And I don't like it as much as Landslide, but I still think it's pretty fun. It's not, yeah, it's a good ending song. I think it's pretty good. I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's not one of my favorite album closers from them. I will say one of my biggest pet peeves with AC/DC is that for the most part their album closers are not the strongest. Like some of them are really strong. Like they're like hit or miss. Like High Voltage is great. Whole Lot of Rosie is amazing. I think that's a great album closer. Kicked in Teeth is a good album closer, but I feel like I don't think it's the best album closer for me.
Squealer.
Night Prowler is amazing. Yeah. Squealer. Did it have to be the album closer? Should have been Jailbreak.
I know.
That'll never not piss me off. And Rock and Roll Ain't No Noise Pollution. That and the previous album. So they either they have a really good album closer or they have a really mediocre album closer. And I'm sad to say, but this is on the mediocre side. Womp womp. But
yeah, like I said, I don't think the song is bad. It's just good. It's not as good as a lot of the songs.
I mean, I didn't pull this out once. So
very true.
I didn't pull this out at all yet for the AC/DC series.
Nope.
So the fact that I didn't have to pull that out at all yet just goes to show how great of a band this band is. But Tyler, let's hear your top 5.
My top 5, number 5, the opener. Oh wait, hold on a second. I had a hard time picking a top 5 because I like most of the songs on this album. I did that wrong. Okay, so my honorable mentions is going to be Rise in Power and Bedlam in Belgium. So my number 5 is going to be Landslide. And then number 4 is going to be Nervous Shakedown. Number 3 is going to be the title track. Number 2 is Guns for Hire. And number 1 is going to be Badlands. I got to fix it. How about you?
All right. My number 5 is going to be Nervous Shakedown. Number 4 is going to be This House is on Fire. Number 3 is going to be Rising Power. Number 2 is going to be the title track. And number 1, Landslide.
Nice.
But yeah.
I think we had inverse 5 and 1.
Yeah, that's cool. What's the score looking like?
I almost gave this album a 10, but seeing as I think Deep in the Hole is the only song I don't really like on this album, but it's still pretty good. And then Brain Shake, this is a good album closer. It's not terrible. So I'm going to give this a 9.75. And I think if the album closer was better, it'd be a 10. But
so for me, the album closer is a little weaker, and Deep in the Hole is not the best song, and Badlands isn't one of my favorites either. So I'm going to go with 9 out of 10
nice
for the album. Which,
sure. Hey,
you know, of course,
9 out of 10, man. Come on.
9 out of 10 means I think it's a great album.
Put the pitchforks down, people. It's okay. He gave it a 9.
I know. I am an ogre. Ah.
Oh yeah.
But thank you guys for watching this. Tyler, you have any last things you want to say?
Well, this is a really good album. If you haven't listened to this album yet, I would recommend giving it a listen. It's really good. And yeah, I endorse this album.
I agree. It's essential for me.
It is.
If I give anything a 9 or above, that means I think it's essential.
Yeah, very underrated album. Give it a listen.
I agree. It's not bad. Whoever told me that this was a bad album, I completely disagree with you.
No.
I respect your opinion, but I don't agree at all. Yeah, this guy named Ian Cooks. It's pretty good. Blah blah blah. It said it would get worse from here. Like it gets worse after this, as in like this is like where it gets downhill. But I think this is a really good.
They must have been confused.
Yeah, they didn't. The person didn't visibly say that it's bad, but yeah.
Well, they do decline. They have a big decline during the 80s, starting with this album. Fly on the Wall that's an acquired taste. I think it gets better over time, or you might not like it. I don't know. I didn't like it the first time I listened to Fly on the Wall. This is the next album.
Well, we'll
burn that bridge when we get to it, I guess, right?
Yeah. Well, me and Scott are going to be doing a video at 10 o'clock with Jacob.
Nice.
And which would be 9 o'clock for you. If you want, we could after the Megamind stream, we could do the listening party if you want. It's up to you.
Fine.
Yeah. But watch the movie. But thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.
All righty. Adios.